All right, YouTube, what is going on? It is Zaya here from Zaya&TheSteelers back with another video. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about the Steelers' newest splash play signing, Cordarrelle Patterson. We're also going to be talking about the new kickoff rule and how that can really affect us and why this signing, man, we are just so aggressive. Omar Khan is doing his thing, and we're doing the things that make sense. You know, typically the Steelers, we're doing things that just, you know, all the way around out of left field instead of just A to B, you know. If to get to A to B, sometimes the Steelers go through the whole alphabet and it's like, bro, it's right next to each other, you know. This time, though, we are moving, we are grinding, and we are going the right direction. So if you guys are Steelers fans or you enjoy NFL content in general, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So shout out to the people who have subscribed already, and shout out to the future subscribers, man. So as I mentioned, we got Cordarrelle Patterson today, and I know what you guys are thinking, like just off the position alone, just off the where he plays alone, it's like, okay, a running back, RB3, no Le'Veon Bell, no Killer B reunion. It's okay, it's whatever, it happens, right? But the real killer, the real keen thing here. So the NFL has drawn some inspiration from the XFL and has adapted their kickoff system. And so now this is what kickoffs will look like. Recent years, the kickoff, it's been kind of nerfed, you know, because kickers are kicking from like the 40. And they're not allowed to return it pretty much. There's penalties everywhere. They're saving injuries. You know, all the stuff the NFL says that they're doing, they've done. But now we have a new system. And so this is what it's going to look like. As you can see, just starting off different. We have your team, or like the kicking team is like lined up at the opposing team's like 35-yard line, and then the receiving team is lined up at the 30. And so they're already right here already. They're already right next to each other, and that's going to limit the full speed kind of like collisions that the NFL. And then no. We also we seen earlier the NFL has banned the hip drop tackles. Who knows what kind of league it is now? Some people say two-hand touch. Some people say we're saving injuries. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. But this, on paper, makes sense to prevent injuries because they can't just come flying at each other. And then I believe, so nobody can move, and this is my first time seeing this too, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not like an XFL guy. So it seems like nobody can move until the returner has the ball. And so once the returner has the ball, then you are allowed to get them. And we can see, I mean, it's hopefully going to bring it back. It's hopefully going to bring back one of the more exciting elements of the NFL game. We look back to players like Devin Hester. We look back to players like even Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, though, was more like a punt return guy instead of a kick return guy. But you know what I mean? Like, this was a huge splash play before. This, you know, this could turn games in the past, and then for, let's say, 3, 4 years, 5 years, it's been nerfed. And now the NFL is doing the necessary steps in order to make the game more entertaining, in order to give special teams some more work. And to me, this is pretty cool, right? And then on top of that, once again, we signed Cordarrelle Patterson literally 3 seconds after this rule went into motion. You know why? Because we're trying to score everywhere. We got the highest paid defense. That is good for a touchdown a game, right? We got 2 new quarterbacks. We got Big Russell Wilson. We got Justin Fields. Both of them scored more touchdowns than we did in the past 2 years last year. So we got them. We got our 2 running backs who are just absolutely running the hell out of the ball. We're getting touchdowns from everywhere. We want to have good plays everywhere in all 3 phases. And to me, once again, I mentioned it in the beginning of the video, typically the Steelers just don't even do the simple moves. You know, the Steelers are like just the most complicated, they're just the most complicated team of all time sometimes, man. But it seems like this offseason, we are really ripping the Band-Aid off, and we're just being an actual NFL team, though. So shout out to Omar Khan, shout out to Cordarrelle Patterson. I don't have, stats up yet, but some say, man, it's not just me, but some say Cordarrelle Patterson is the best kick returner ever. Some say it, not me. Once again, I'm a big Devin Hester guy, just because, you run it back in the Super Bowl when you are looked at as like the return guy, like when you're a whole wide receiver, but really people know you as like the kick returner. Like, to me, I give you the nod, but Cordarrelle Patterson might actually have the stats to back it up. I believe Devin Hester, maybe it's like some, nostalgia kind of thing, or why people call him the GOAT. Is he the GOAT? I don't know, but you know what? Live on the fly, I'm just thinking about this. Man, we got Cordarrelle Patterson, and he's a Steeler. Cordarrelle Patterson is the greatest punt returner ever. I didn't know if you guys knew that. Cordarrelle Patterson is the greatest kick return guy ever. We got him, man. So the Steelers, not only we got the best punt and kick returner ever, we have the best kicker ever, we have the best special teams ever, and on top of that, I don't know if you guys know this, let me tell you, I'm looking you in the eyes, you guys are looking at me in the eyes, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. And so with all you add all these up, Russell Wilson, Mr. Unlimited, Russell Wilson, man, I am so excited for this season. I really like this signing. It's a big deal, but it's really not a big deal. But I seen this and I'm hyped because once again, it's just like a simple A to B, connect the dots. Like we're right there. Let's just do it. Let's just get Cordero Patterson. And on top of that, let me even draw it back further. Cordero Patterson has smoked me in fantasy multiple times, man. I have fell victim to Cordero Patterson many times in the past. And, now he's on our team, and we talk about the running back role. Of course, we got Najee, we got Jalen Warren, and we'll talk about Najee in a second here, but we got them both. But Cordero Patterson, he can definitely come in. He used to be a wide receiver. He used to actually be a wide receiver, and so maybe we can use him there. And then on punt return, kick return, Cordero Patterson's going to eat there. And then RB3, somebody goes down, of course, I love Jalen Warren and I love Najee Harris. And so I don't want to, whatever, but if one of them goes down, we got somebody who has given the NFL or who has given teams like very serviceable play at the running back position. And on top of that, as we've mentioned, this guy is the greatest punt returner, kick returner ever, bro. According to some people, not me, but maybe me because he's a Steeler, So yeah, this is a guy we just got, man. I'm excited. I don't have highlights up as I mentioned either. But guys, just big trust. Like he is a Steeler. He is him. And I am super excited. Like this offseason has been crazy, bro. Like we're getting actual names, man. We are getting name brand players. No offense to players we've gotten in the past. But typically we sign players and I got to do the Googles, man. I'm not going to lie. I got to do the Googles. I got to go on like PFF or footballreference.com because I'm like, bro, who are you, man? And we're signing like the third string on the worst team ever, But now Cordero Patterson, best punt returner, kick returner ever. Patrick Queen, 2-time All-Pro. Who else do we? I feel like Russell Wilson, guys. Like I know he might be washed, but it's just the name itself. Like we signed Russell Wilson, Cordero Patterson, and Patrick Queen all in the same offseason. And McAfee's like, well, we should get Pat McAfee. Speaking of that too, speaking of Pat McAfee, we signed Bill Burr at punter. Like this is what I'm talking about, man. Like hey. If you guys don't have the Steelers in the Super Bowl yet, I need you guys to really take a second, really think about it. And, we're due. Aren't we due? Like, can we be honest? Aren't the Steelers due for a Super Bowl here? Like, it's been so long. It's been like 100 years since we've even won a playoff game. Like, we are so due, man. And we got all the talent in the world. We have, our offense is up and coming. And we still have some moves to make. We still have most of our draft capital. We could even move up in the draft if we so please. And we'll figure it out, man. We'll figure out what we're gonna do at wide receiver 2. We'll figure out what we're gonna do at tackle, whether we draft one, whether we get Mims, or we stick it out with big Dan Moore. Shout out to Dan Moore. I know you guys are tired of Dan Moore. I'm kind of tired of Dan Moore too, but the Steelers, they're doubling and tripling down on it. They continuously do it. They love watching Dan Moore football. You know what? I love watching Dan Moore football sometimes too, because one time he locked up Myles Garrett and it was beautiful. Other times he doesn't necessarily do that, and it's like, bruh, can we get Dan Moore off the field? But not too much on Dan Moore, because you know why? He's a Steeler. He is a Steeler. Guys, Dan Moore is a Steeler, man. I know we lost James Pierre, man. That shit hurt my heart. We lost so many people on the way to this good team. We lost so many people in wake of Omar Khan. We got to appreciate these guys. And so I know we're not all happy with Dan Moore. But if he's the guy, we just got to hope he continues to get better. We just got to hope he does his thing. And we really got to hope we draft a tackle, though. Let's be honest. All that to say, we really got to hope and pray we draft a tackle. No offense to Dan Moore, but big 65, it's a little spooky, man. So it is what it is. Last thing I do want to kind of get into here is look at this video of Najee Harris, man. So this is Najee, and if you guys can tell, like we're deep in the offseason, but did this guy drop some weight? Did he drop some weight? Is he like in the best shape of his life? And at the same time, I know maybe everyone's gonna be happy about this. Maybe no one's gonna have anything to say, but just the maybe counter argument is, if he loses some weight, like maybe he's not going to be as strong, as powerful, running up the holes or whatever. But if, dropping some weight, he doesn't lose his, strength super, and we get like a little bit more of a burst of speed. You see the drills he's doing. This guy's putting in the work. If Najee gets a little faster, bro, the NFL is cooked, because this guy is the best running back in the league if he gets a little faster. And if not, and if he's not, it's Jalen Warren, bro. It's like potato, potato. It's like pick your poison, one of them. And Naj, like I said, he's in the best shape of his life. He's been hearing me talk about Jalen Warren. He's been like Zaya&TheSteelers bookmarking it, favoring it. Like, oh, I remember that. Oh, old takes exposed Isaiah. Like this is that he lost his weight because of me, I think. Like because of all of the maybe slander I say about Naj, even though I love Naj and I've said that multiple times. I'm just a big Jalen Warren guy, man. But Naj, he looks like he's in the best shape of his career. I think the Steelers are definitely going to be a formidable team this year. And as I've mentioned, I'm excited. And so with all that said, I think that is going to do it for me. I did just want to kind of update you guys on the move that happened. I'm sure you guys already saw it, but I know, you guys want my opinion, man. I know you guys want my take. So it is what it is. If you guys ended up enjoying this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. Thank you for coming with me on this journey. As the Steelers make more moves, I will make more videos. I will, come up with more ideas. And we're in this together, man. We're all going to watch the Steelers win Super Bowl #7 this season. As who's going to be the Super Bowl MVP? Early prediction, Super Bowl MVP, I think it's going to be Minkah Fitzpatrick, man. Minkah Fitzpatrick, Super Bowl MVP. Book it. You heard it here first. Peace out, guys, and I will see you in the next video.